from PRX.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends beyond the binary, it's time for the podcaster in bed with a snoring dog. And hopefully you'll be in the same condition very soon. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this episode today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. All right, everybody, it is time to talk about tonight's sponsor, and it's the bed I've been sleeping in year after year after. You've been hearing me talk about Helix mattresses for years. Here's a question. Have you taken the Helix quiz? Okay, we'll take it right now. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep and take the Helix Sleep quiz, because you deserve a mattress made for you and how you sleep, your feel preferences. What do you need, right? Did your mattress ever ask you that? And I can say that because my mattress is right in the other room. It says, yeah, Scoots, actually, before we even met, I asked you, hey, do you sleep on your side? Do you sleep on your stomach? Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? What firmness do you like? What else do I need to know? Talk about the foundations of a relationship that lasts a long time. You know, you could tell your mattress, tell it right now, you're in bed, right? Say, I got needs. I need you to meet my needs. And it's something that's going to improve your sleep, improve your days, improve how your body feels. Because when you have a mattress that's right for you, it makes your life better. It's a simple thing. That's what Helix has been all about. That's why we've been partnering with Helix year after year after year. But more importantly, every single night, I'm in my Helix bed. So it's time for your mattress to start caring about you and your needs, right? So how do you do that? Well, Helix has got your needs in mind, too. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep. That's 27% off site-wide, plus a free bedding bundle. That includes a sheet set and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. This Memorial Day sale offer is exclusive for listeners of Sleep With Me. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for this exclusive Memorial Day sale offer. That's 27% off site-wide, plus a free bedding bundle. That includes a sheet set and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and here's the question for this message. Have you been listening to Sleep With Me over 3 years? If you have, thank you so much. And we put out, over 1,500 episodes over the past 3 years, not including all the extras we put out. That's like, thousands and thousands of meanders, more metaphors, more uhs and ahs. It also represents about 15,000 hours of hard work, and not just my hard work, Rusty's hard work, Carl W.'s hard work over the past couple of years, Chris Posterson's hard work, Leah's hard work, Charlotte's hard work, Tatiana's hard work, the team at PRX's hard work, people like kind of Emily and Adam and other people that help out on the show from time to time when we can afford to pay them, their hard work. Over 15,000 hours of work. That's what's brought the show for the past 3 years. And, man, you've been here for it. And the podcast, I hope, has made your life better, or at least made you dread bedtime less over those past 3+ years. So I'm wondering if that 15,000 hours of work is valuable to you. And honestly, these messages are about shaking up the routine because we need more people who find the show valuable to paying for all that work that goes into the show. That's where this is going to go. Think about supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And it's okay if you're like, I had no idea. Are you willing to support that value back right now so we can keep making the show? But don't wait, because your support does make a difference. It does matter. it doesn't matter tomorrow. It matters right now, right? It doesn't matter one day. It matters right now. And it's not someone else I'm speaking to because you've been here the whole time. You're still listening to me. It's your support that matters. So think about it. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. The Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And don't forget, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me is with sleep phones. You can get Sleep With Me merch, Sleep With Me branded sleep phones at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones. And use Sleep With Me at checkout to get $5 off your order. The only way you can get the Sleep With Me merch editions is sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones. Thanks, everybody. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake, whether it's thoughts, feelings, physical sensations, travel, changes in routine, temporary, maybe you've got something temporary going on. Whatever it is, I'd like to take your mind off it. I'm going to create a safe place where you can set aside all that stuff. I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to build it up. It's going to have nice, safe, plenty of pillows, throw pillows and body pillows and those, picture the kind of pillows you have in a dorm room and, make them at like a W hotel. That's the kind of more pillows than either one of those places, but more like the pillows at one of those expensive hotels. Read whatever brand you prefer. We get this safe place has it, and not like high ceilings, not like a hotel room. Oh, the ceilings here in this safe place are both high, but cozy. This is the only place that feels airy, yet comfy. Because it's right here with you and I. And I'm going to create a safe place where you can set aside whatever's keeping me awake. I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use these lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, twists and turns, extra words, those things, incidental word messes. I make a mess of my words. I'm going to try to give you some giggle spritz and some bore giggles. Try to make you feel at home. Hopefully you are at home, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're on a plane. Maybe you're visiting family. Well, I'm here. I'm going to bring a safe place wherever you are. That's another difference between all those expensive hotels and stuff is we deliver the safe place. We deliver. Sleep with me. A safe place we deliver. And if you're new here, let me give you a couple of things. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by. First of all, if you're new, nice to meet you. I go by Scoots, dearest Scooter here on the podcast. I'm the creator of, I'm the Safe Place Concierge. Last time I played a concierge on a podcast open, it was the greatest it was the only concierge in New York that could get tickets to Hamilton with the original cast. No offense to concierges, they can score tickets now. This was back in the original cast days. And that's no offense to anybody. That was just the last time I pretended I became an imaginary concierge on the podcast. What is that? Oh, if you're new here, so I'm the podcast concierge. Welcome. As I said, I get off topic. I get distracted a lot. So structure the show. If you're new, the podcast structure is 6 minutes of business up top. That's how the podcast stays free. And ideally how we can keep all the archives free and the show 3 times a week with the listener involvement. Yeah, but that's how, that's how we do it at the top of the show. It's a sleep podcast. It's the only time we can do it. If you're new, not that important. If you're a regular listener, when your hand hits that fridge tomorrow, remember that you count on Sleep With Me to fall asleep and think about, you know what I mean. And so that's the 6 minutes of business. Then we have about a 12-minute intro. We're about 4 minutes into that where I meanderingly try to introduce what the podcast is and get you settled in and cozy and all that stuff. Some people fall asleep during the intro. Some people prepare for sleep during the intro. Some people skip the intro. Timestamps are in the show notes. So those are all acceptable. There's no wrong way to use this podcast. It's a podcast to be here while you fall asleep. I say it's a podcast to put you to sleep, because that's kind of like a concept that's easy to wrap your brain around. In reality, it's a podcast that's here that distracts you and talks a lot, that keeps you company in the deep, dark night. That's your boyfriend, your companion to be at your side, talking gently, that you don't need to listen to, and you don't need to feel pressured to fall asleep. I'll be here for about an hour, your friend here, while you drift off into dreamland. Or, if you feel more comfortable, I'll walk at your side as you cross the threshold from wake to sleep, or I'll be here at your side, or I'll be here across the room. Whatever works best for you. That's what makes me a sleep concierge, I think. But, I guess I'm not, in reality, this is also why I make this show. A couple reasons. One, I really think you deserve a good night's sleep. That's the primary reason. And I want for you all those things that you're deprived of when you can't sleep, all those things I really fully believe you have earned as a human being, good health, brighter days, smooth, full life. That's the reason I make the show. And another reason is because I've struggled with sleep since I was a little kid, mostly from overthinking. And as soon as I started saying stuff about being a sleep concierge, my overthinking brain was like, oh, no. We couldn't be. And I said, you're right, but you're probably right. But it's just a metaphor for the podcast in this situation. We're not actually going to become a concierge or a sleep concierge. But I realize as an introvert with misanthropic tendencies that, he probably wouldn't do well as a concierge. And, high grouchability, overthinking, resistance to authority, a strong reaction to being bossed around, couldn't be a contrarian, listing. I don't think concierges, unless they're listing things they're going to get for you right away, or listing, the luxuries they're going to bring right to your door, or listing back to you the list of all the things Fufu, your pet poodle, needs during your stay at the Asdorf, Waldorf, or wherever I'm working imaginarily. Unless they're listing all the ways that they're going to go get the original cast of that just tonight for you, they're going to have a performance with the original cast of Hamilton. And they're listing it, if they're going through everybody, just like Spotify does, by the way. Spotify, when you say, hey, play Hamilton, I love that. But But yeah, I'm not good at that. Like, I usually list stuff that doesn't make much sense if you're a regular listener. But a concierge, I guess concierge is a pretty good word. Usually I say, oh, it's a wonderful word, but it does have those associations. I guess it all depends on if you're the concierge or the concierge. Concierge, is that what you are? When you receive concierges, are you the concierge? My liege, you're my concierge. I'm here to I mean, those French words, I assume it's a French word because it has when my mouth makes that, it's the same as when I'm French kissing my hand. It has the same feel. Yeah, you can't go. Also, if you're concierge, you really can't kiss your hand or you kiss them behind your right brain. I think maybe I do have a small portion of my brain that's concierge. Problem is when I get in bed, it's the concierge of kind of harassing me with, hey, what, like, to-do lists, stuff. And that's why I can't sleep is like, one of the reasons. It's just, here, like, I only have about 2 minutes, but it's just to totally go on another tangent. Last night this is maybe the first time I consciously experienced this, but was like full, I was in some weird state of sleepless acceptance. Like, I went to bed late. I knew I had to get up early this morning. And I had a sick child I was dealing with. And I was lying in bed. And I don't know, like, maybe this is from meditation or maybe it was just, I don't know what it was, but I was lying there and I woke up in the middle of the night and I knew, like, when you calculate how much sleep you're going to get and you're like, oh, more, like when you go to bed late and you got to get up early anyway, and then you wake up in the middle of the night. But I wasn't like that. I don't know. I had a fan on and it was cold. So I had a ton of blankets and I was snuggled in there. And I said, like, this never happens to me. These kind of, I said, well, at least I'm comfortable in here. And, I don't really feel I don't feel agitated. So I guess, like, I'll just snuggle in here for a little while. And when I don't know, maybe I've been replaced by an android. That would be my fear. Say, who's thinking these thoughts? Because I said, well, maybe like my alarm would go off in 5 minutes. Maybe it'll go off in 3 hours. I don't know what time it is. But I'll just get comfortable here. Maybe I'll fall back asleep. Maybe I won't, but I'm pretty cozy. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think maybe someone else's natural, like, adjusted thought wavelengths were like, oh, that's it. My brain just figured I was dreaming. Oh, that didn't really happen. So I had a dream last night that I had fully adjusted thoughts about sleeping. And that's why I make a podcast. These are the things I dream of, and I dream of them for you. And I don't say this in a trite way, even though it kind of sounds that way, because I have to mask my intimacy with humor or dull it is, it's hard out there and you deserve a good night's sleep. And I want to try to provide it. And I thank those of you that help me provide it for all of you. I'm here for you. I'm here to help. Now, this podcast doesn't work for everybody, but what I have learned over the years is that for the people it does work for, it takes 2 or 3 tries. So don't, if you don't like it, maybe don't listen again, or maybe listen a couple more times and see how it goes. It's only here to help you. And, you could see how it goes. I hope it does. But most reviewers, it was like 2,000 people or something say that, like, at first, not so much. After 3 or 4 times, oh boy, was it good to sleep to. So I guess that's it. I'm not your sleep concierge, but I do have a safe place full of pillows and lulling, soothing tones. I'm your friend, and I'd like to help you fall asleep. Thanks for coming by. I work very hard because I yearn and I strive to help you fall asleep. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and I'm trying to get the attention of all-night listeners right now. If you are an all-night listener, like you just set the podcast to play all night long, you set up a playlist, you wake up and you turn it back on multiple times a night, you have it on a loop, you play the show over and over again. If you are an all-night listener, please, can I have your attention? Like, you're one of the core groups of super listeners of the show, and your reason exists, right? You need to extra sleep with me every single night. There's not really a lot of other podcasts that have all-night listeners, right? And it's actually a compliment, right? The people that fall asleep fast and the people that listen all night long, that's a compliment to how well the podcast works, how valuable it is. Like, sleep with me is a part of your entire night, not just the beginning of your night or not just in the middle of the night. But I do have to ask you, if you're an all-night listener, how valuable is that all-night listening for you? And I'll give you a number. Unfortunately, it's when things are going really well with the podcast, like if you listen all night long, we probably get 2 cents when you listen to the show. And that's when things are really good. Come in July, we'll be making less than a cent. We'll be making somewhere around 70% of a cent. And that's only if things go as projected for your listening. And if you listen all night long, is it worth less than a cent to you? Is it, or I guess no, that's not the way to say it. Is it more valuable to you than less than a cent? If it isn't, or you're just not in a position, whatever, but I'm only talking to you, and you say, of course it's more valuable than a cent to me. I listen to 6 episodes a night, 5 nights a week. I just didn't realize that. Well, yeah, I'm kind of trying to get through to you, right? Because all-night listeners is the biggest group we need to pull from. All-night listeners and people that fall asleep fast to keep the show going into the future, because ads don't support that kind of listening. They never have, but I've never focused on the super listeners before in trying to get people to sign up to support the show back. I've always focused on all the listeners. And then I thought about you. You're a super listener. You listen all night long. Maybe you didn't hear the past couple of years our increasing urgency about supporting the show. And that's okay. You're listening to me right now. And if the show is valuable to you, like it's $7 valuable, that will change the future of the show. And you can stop supporting the show as soon as you stop listening. As soon as the podcast is no longer valuable to you, stop supporting it, right? But if you listen all night long, I'm talking to you, right? Can you afford to support the show? Is it valuable to you? And can you do it right now? Because you're going to be listening all night long, right? You probably won't naturally hear or pay attention to what I'm saying. And you never have to hear me ask again if you support the show, which is nice. But it's really about being a part of something so it can continue. Think about all the new all-night listeners we'll have because you supported the show back right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Hey, everybody, it's Trending Twitter Tuesday, and I thought in a celebration of 600 episodes, at some point we passed 600 episodes. I always record pretty far in advance. So you may be hearing this about 3 or 4 weeks after we hit 600 episodes, but it's hard when you're producing a podcast 3 times a week. You have to stay ahead of things, and so by the time it's time to release 600 episodes, I'm working on after that, and I'm like, oh boy, this is episode 600. So we got to celebrate the milestones a little bit after sometimes. So with episode 600, what was my point? So I was thinking about a little meandering tale we could take, with a couple of characters that, believe it or not, are real close to Scoots, and you might be familiar with. I'd like to introduce you to some of my Brainbots. And if you're new to Sleep With Me, if this is, just learning about it here, listening to this episode, Brainbots are like the things that keep me up at night. I'm an overthinker, but I think they could be for anybody. So let me start to paint you the picture of what a Brainbot is. And, you could picture BB-8 or BB-88, as I prefer to call BB-88, BB-8's, 87th cousin. And I don't know, I just like BB-88 sounds, BB-8's on, in the movies, BB-88's in my brain. But picture a droid, I mean, you can picture a robot, or you could picture, something more natural. And I really think it was brilliant how they came up with that, what is that called? A sphere, circle, surround, like a globe for BB-8, because it really enables it to scoot very efficiently. And that's how I picture my Brainbots, is scooting around my bed. Like I'm Scoots and I have Brainbots that scoot around. And as soon as my head hits a pillow and I get in bed a lot of nights and I pull up the covers, I don't know where, maybe they come out of my ear and then grow, but all of a sudden all these little droids start cruising around my bed and they're making different noises and they're saying, "Hey, Scoots, remember that person you, remember when that happened?" And I didn't think that was very nice. And I'm sorry, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, you're talking about in 6th grade? Yeah, remember that? Oh boy, no wonder you got problems today." And they say, "Okay, well, I'm I got to get up at 6:30, so I got to go to, okay, well, I was hoping to help you with that situation from 6th grade. Yeah, I'd like to just help you. We could just bang it out right now. Oh, there's a line. Somebody else wants you. So when you're done with everybody else in line, let's work on that 6th grade thing before you get to sleep, of course, because you'll sleep so much better when you get through this line of 80,000 Brainbots." And then the next one comes and maybe something that happened during the day, or maybe it's like, "Hey, what about that thing 2 weeks from now?" Or, "Hey, what about that to-do list? How come you didn't get anything done on that to-do list? You mean the one with the 800 things on it? I think I did get 1 or 2 things done on there." "Right. How come you get right out of 800? How come you didn't get anything done? Really? You did 1 or 2 things, but we got to get through all 800. Maybe we could do some, if we could just go through this list right now." "Well, I can't really, I'm going to bed. That's what my to-do list says right now." "Oh, well, let's prioritize this list. Let's just do that. All 800 items, 798, but there's actually 42 you forgot. So you actually lost ground today. I didn't mean to tell you that. That's why I said you didn't get anything done." "Okay, but I'd like to go to bed. Like, I'm going to go to sleep here." Okay, well, I guess so. If that's what you really want to do, I would say to don't, so I don't know if that's familiar to anybody else. For other people, I've heard the terms, pain bots, or, there's feelings, there's thoughts, sometimes you're out of town, but brain bots are just a representative. They can be metaphorical. For you, I hope they are. For me, unfortunately, they're real. But as I've thought about podcasts, and, I talk a lot about the brain bots, and the goal of the podcast is to kind of bring them in and to say, "Hey, gather around. I'm going to tell you a little story, and I'm going to give you, I know it's hard being a brain bot, because most of them have a unifunction. And I think the term, let me whisper this, brain bots cover your ears, or your, whatever data gathering thingamajigs, audio sensors. Thanks to language brain bot. But they can be called maladaptive because I think a lot of these things develop, that kind of stuff. Like they're like more kid-like solutions to things. So, I always talk about them, but we've never taken a journey with any of them. So I thought I'd introduce a couple brain bots to everyone and have them come on in. I mean, they can't get on the mic because it wouldn't be sleepy. They'd be going beep, boop, beep, 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 right, come on in, everybody. So I got some brain bots. I'm going to take you on a little journey. I got Vigil here, Timid. Vigil and Timid are actually twins, right? Correct. Affirmative. Oh, thanks. And then I have Gloomy, that's the older sibling. And then Furrow and Loathe, also twins. It's interesting. So these are 5 brain bots. You're also from the same family, right? And Gloomy, you're the oldest. Harumph. I didn't know people still used Harumph anymore. But I was just thinking of you 5 in that great adventure you had the other night. It was really heroic, a heroic journey, if you will. Are you familiar with The Wizard of Oz? Because I think I don't know if the Wizard of Oz was about the same thing or if it was just something similar. But you five, sorry, I almost called you four. The twins, how do you say twins in plural when you mean two sets of twins? It's not twinsies. Those are twins that are best friends with one another, I think. Okay, what's the plural of twinsies? Yeah, but if there's two sets of twins that are twinsies, okay, so here's the plurals I need. Two sets of twins. I just said the plural of it. Well, that's like I'm thinking of just one word. Twinses. That sounds like when you get a case of Twix. Twixies. If you were best friends with a Twix, you'd be Twixies, right? Not for long, correct. Yeah, that's funny. Who said that? Oh, Vigil, you're very funny, Vigil. Nothing funny about it. Oh, we got to stay funny. You're right, Vigil. Good thing you're on. It's I think that's how it all started, though. That whole thing, Vigil. You were up on the ramparts of something, and I remember I was there with you, and I said, "Holy moly!" Well, actually, I did a bunch of ramparts jokes, like over the ramparts we watch. I said, is it gallantly feeling or gallantly gleaming? And then I said, what's broad stripes mean? I mean, I know it means with the flag, but, and you said it actually means the flag. And I said, yeah, but I was thinking of the night sky that we're looking at. And I said, yeah, I was thinking of the night sky we were looking at. And they said there's not any clouds in the sky. So that I was going to use for the broad stripes was the clouds in the sky. But since it's not, like, the stars are gleaming, though. And then we kind of had nothing to talk about. And then that's when you, Vigil, you started moving back and forth in a rocking position. And I said, Vigil, what are you doing? And you kept pointing with that, like, antenna. It's a good thing they gave you a opposable. Is that an opposable antenna? Is there a band called, if there's a droid band, could they be called opposable antennas? Imposable antenna. That would be one that would, I mean, I think most antennas are imposed on the air. Okay, well, I can't stop it. When I'm with you, Vigil, I can't help but think about trying to change the subject because you're on alert so much of the time. Oh, you're trying to alert me. You could have just said that. Oh, that's what that constant beeping is. Well, it's hard because you got so many different beeps going on. Oh, you have 43 different patented alarm systems. Yeah, I don't know. I stopped listening. Well, that you have, that's why you have so many alarms. Okay. Anyway, could you tell me what you were pointing at with your antenna while you were alerting me, alarming me? I don't know if that you can, is alarm, can you alarm someone else? You can alert them and then they become alarmed. You're not finding this discussion amusing. I'm not here to amuse. I'm here to ponder with you. Okay. Anyway, let's what are you pointing at? How about that? Can we get to that, please? Okay. Here's what you know. There was an alert that came in that it was National Boyfriend's Day. Okay. And somewhere out there's a boyfriend deficiency. Okay. So are you looking to become a boyfriend? Because I never want to make assumptions about these things. Or are you trying to get me? Because I'm not you don't know. There's just, there's trouble there. Oh, no, there's trouble for us if we don't deal with it. Okay. I'll tell you what, do you have any mutes on, you don't have mutes on your 42 alarms. Well, I think I can mute them. Normally I can. At bedtime I try. But it's Raiders you're worried about. Like Tuscan ones? I think that's a smart thing. I think I'd be more worried about Jawas than Tusken Raiders if I was a droid. Okay, well, I don't know what I do not. So we got to get over to wherever there's a boyfriend shortage. Okay, because there's Raiders. Oh, maybe I'm over. Oh, you have overlapping. Okay, so let me just try to mute these here. So I'm going to mute this one, number 1. Turn off. Well, who's going to warn me if all the alarms are off? Maybe if we go get your siblings, we could like be in a situation where we're all working together as a team in for our well-being. How's that sound? Sounds like a terrible idea. You sound just like one of your siblings. Okay, let me shut down. I'm on number 12 right now. 13, 14, there's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 alarms muted. I'll just mute them. Don't worry. I'm not going to shut any off, Vigil. Vigil, do you ever go by Virgil? Your name's Vigil. I know that. But I was just trying to make 40. Okay. Sorry, I skipped over the 30s. I'm going 42 and down now. I'm on 39. Vigil. 38, 37, 36. Could you turn to the left? Thanks, Vigil. 30, 35, 34, 33. Please try to keep your beeping. Is that your R2 imitation when R2 wobbles side to side? 29, 28, 27. Okay, I think I got all of them. Maybe I should double check 2 or 3 times. Also, who put all these LEDs in you? Because it's really, they're really cool looking. You kind of look like an ornament. Yeah, like the kind of ornament that watches out instead of it gets watched on, like at the reverse of Christmas every night of the year. You're on watch for that. Okay, Vigil, let's go down. Let's get off these ramparts. It's getting a little cold up here. Oh, you did have a temperature sensor that I muted? Well, guess what? I got skin, and it has a sensor too. It says, "Burr, I'm cold." And I think you have, like, I don't think you know this. Maybe your temperature's regulated. So good news is you don't really have to worry about that. Okay, let's go downstairs. Everybody's gathered in the gathering hall. Hey, everybody gather around. I was just upstairs with Vigil, your brother. Hey, Gloomy. What were you doing, watching the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? It's a totally relatable situation for you. Good to see you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I have no hope. Don't worry, Gloomy. You don't have to gloom me. I've already been gloomed. Let me, hey, Timid, can you come out from under the table, please? Timid. It's okay. Come here, Timid. You want me to come on? Okay, I'll get under the table here with you. Hey, Timid, I'm under the table with you. How you doing? You're under here, huh? Nice and safe and cozy. I bet I spent so much time under tables as a youth and an adult. I, too, find it very soothing. Yeah, you know what, like, I know this is going to sound like crazy, but we're about to go on an adventure. No, well, not really an adventure, a walk. We'll see, Vigil saw something maybe I shouldn't tell you this. I'll tell you what, why don't you get in my pocket here? I have a special padded pocket. Is Polly in my pocket? No. That was a good joke, though, Tim. It really good. You should totally feel relaxed at that. No, I have padded pocket, though. For what? I don't know for what. I think it's for stuff, to keep stuff in it. Yeah, so just climb in here. Get in here. It's cozy in there. And you're safe. And then that's my heart beating. And you can poke your head out like, almost like, yeah, see, and you could ride along in my pocket, near my heartbeat. I think if you listen, you can hear the sounds of circulation. Yeah, isn't that nice in there? Good job, Timid. Okay, I'm going to get out from under the table now. You're like being inside a pocket's like being inside a table, but better. Also, because that pocket's fleece lined, it's nothing like a marsupial. Okay, Furrow and Loath, what's up? Nothing good, of course. I know I look terrible. Thank you. Yeah, you're so sick of the sound of my voice. Thank you so much. I hope you can overcome that for the journey we're about to go on. So there once was a story about, did I tell you all I just saw Hamlet and it was wonderful? Remember you tried to talk me out of it, all of you. So let's see I think what we need in this journey and what we're going to get is similar to the discussion we had about Hamlet. So I remember, I forgot when the date was, but I already had the ticket. And then I found out by email when it was. And we thought it was going to be the matinee, but it was the night showing or the night performance. Correct. Yes, Loth. I never get anything right. You're so correct. Yeah, but it was a night showing. And, so that was not good and then it said it's 3 hours and 15 minutes and it started at 8. So that was, then we were going to get home very late. And there was a lot of objections. So I said, well, we should go anyway, because we have the ticket. And who objected first? Loath, you did. Because it's just too long. Okay. A valid point. I think at the time I took it as a valid point. Furrow, what was the issue? Oh, why did it have to be 3.5? Who was Shakespeare and who was the theater company? Who do they think they are to put on a 3.5-hour play? Okay, correct. I think that's a valid point, I believe. Okay, Timid, what did you say about going to see Hamlet? It'd be a big hassle. You're right. We would have had to decide if we were going to drive or take the train. Or both, okay. And we couldn't be working on the podcast and going to the play at the same time. You're right about that. So we couldn't, you're right. It was that was Vigil said that. Oh no, Vigil, you two are working together as twins. That makes sense. So we're going to fall behind on work. Okay, that's another reason not to leave the house. That's a great one. Especially to go for 4 hours. We don't even like plays. I don't even know who said that, but that was a good one. Gloomy, that was right. What if we don't like it? And what if we don't like it? Gloomy, those are those points are so in tandem. Holy moly. Okay, so those are good points. Other points. So remember the ticket was paid for, prepaid. Oh, we should have just switched the ticket. You're right. I don't know who said that, but that was a good one. Why don't we wait till the last second and switch it? But then we had to go through. Then we discussed switching the ticket would involve this whole other debate again, in a debate about who to call about switching the ticket. So yeah, that didn't work because it was double the work, right? Double the problems. Exactly. That's why you 5 are the best. And then, yeah, there was a bunch of other reasons, but those were the most. Were there any other really good reasons? Think about all the work to just go to the play and all the work to sit at the play. Also, what about the crazy ideas? I said, what if we go to the play and fall in love? And you all laughed at that one. That was funny. And then I said, what if we go to play and not fall in love, but the other stuff? And you said, that's unlikely. I said, well, of course it's unlikely, but what if? And then I said, what if we go to play, if we have a crush on someone at the play or in the play? And then you all said, well, that's very, but so that was one I got my foot in the door, correct? And then you all said, well, would rather not, but that was, what I was thinking, in celebration of, Vigil was telling me about National Boyfriend's Day and something about Tuscan Raiders. I stopped listening about that part, but, I'm just kidding, Vigil. I just changing around for your siblings, And I was thinking about, what if we go, what if I buy tickets and take you to a performance of Hamlet? Because when I did finally go, none of you went with me. And I said, holy moly, it was a blockbuster. It was so amazing, the performance, the acting, the actors, the actresses, the sets, the direction. It was everything. So I said, would you want to go? It sounds overrated. You're right, Gloomy. It does sound overrated. What if we go and what if I do all the work? And here's a couple of things. I got a couple other ideas. Remember how you all like to stay at home and you like to stay in bed, preferably, or on the couch. Correct. What's your game against, Scowler? I'm just kidding, Furrow. I'm just messing with you. Totally not. I mean, you could go as what are you thinking about going as Halloween? We don't leave the house I know we don't leave the house on Halloween. I know, Furrow. That was you, Timid. What if we go by Scowler, though? It sounds very empowering. Furrow, more passive. Scowler. You're going to do it? Okay, hop in bed. Because I got big news. I have a special talisman, the talismans we cling to, as we heard on our script notes. So I have one that takes the best of Howl's Moving Castle and bread knobs and boomsticks and bed knobs and broomsticks and bread knobs and bed knobs and broomsticks. Yeah, I know my nose is a little clogged. Yeah, that's right. Was that you, Scowler? Oh, no, Vigil. Can I call you Virgil from now on? How about, okay, well, I'll keep working on a nickname for you. Has everyone met your new sibling, Scowler? Yeah, Scowler is an intensive version of Furrow, and we're going to need it. We're not going on an adventure. We're going on a path that is something I already did once, so I've cleared the way. And this talisman, get in bed, get on the couch. Yes, they are. The bed and the couch are fusing together. Oh, yeah, Timid, with the bathtub. You want to get in the bathtub? Go ahead, fill it up. Just fill it up a little because you're little and, we're trying to conserve water. Yeah, we fused the couch. And then, we're going to still stay inside. But watch when I move my finger down here. All the walls are becoming transparent. Don't worry, they're still there. You can still see it. Good question, Lowe's. Is it like those stupid AR things that we don't understand? I don't know. I think this is like enhanced reality. It's virtually awesome, but it's real, and it's enhanced, and I don't think it's augmented by your presence, by your wonderful presence, Lowe's. What if we change your name to Rotten? There's Rotten Tomatoes, and that's super popular. And I don't mean as a descriptor for you. I just mean why don't we go from loathing to just saying rotten? Then it'll cut down. It'll be much more efficient for you. For example, I'll take that as a fully complete answer as far as a parliamentarian, as far as parliamentary procedure goes. Parliamentarian, when rotten says rotten, that qualifies as a fully validated answer, no matter what the situation is, especially around my ideas. For example, what do you think of me taking you via our apartment and not having to leave the couch initially? Rotten. To go see Hamlet, which I almost accidentally called Macbeth. Rotten. I love it. I think that's going to work great, don't you, Rotten? You're laughing because you don't want to say rotten, but it's still a rotten idea. It's mine, so it's rotten. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Yeah, so new nicknames. Yeah, did they do that on Alice in Wonderland? I know, it was Wizard of Oz. I realized it as soon as I said Alice, but they didn't do that. Did she give them nicknames? Like, it was just a lion. Did she ever call the lion Cowardly Lion? Maybe. Okay, well, whatever, because I'm not, like, this is a much different adventure, because we're just going to see Hamlet. It's the most boringest thing. I mean, Hamlet's not boring. Sorry, I didn't mean to gloomy. No, Hamlet is not boring. Well, remember when didn't remember when you all said you weren't going to go? I tucked you all in bed, and then I read you the plot summary for Hamlet. Yeah, you remember that part. Remember Infinite Jest is named after, you don't buy it. Okay, well, remember I tucked you all in and I said, and then remember we made jokes at Hamlet and Shakespeare Productions expenses. That was hilarious. Okay, who said point of order? Timid, you did. Is this about getting you a better nickname? Oh, Vigil. Sorry, I'm so confused. How do I get you two mixed up? You're identical twins. I know there's differences between the two of you, but technically you're not identical twins. It's just a term. Okay, Vigil, what was your point of order? Yeah, are we moving? We are. It doesn't feel like it, except that we're in a moving bed, tub, couch, apartment combo. Where are we moving? We're moving slowly to go see a performance of Macbeth. No, yeah, you're right. Once again, mixed up Macbeth and Macbeth and Shakespeare and Hamlet. I'm sorry, Timid. No, yeah, totally my mistake. As usual, you're right. Correct. No, that's where we're moving. Place we've already remember when we were talking about possible. I said, well, where do you think it'll be staged? Will it be in a castle, or will it be in authoritarian? Remember, we were kind of joking about that. We said, what are places would a performance of Hamlet take place? I thought you all had some funny ones. Chuck E. Cheese, that one I said, that would be interesting. Like, remember you want me to talk about my musical that I wrote? Oh, I just imagined no one asked about that, because that didn't take place at a Chuck E. Cheese, but it did take place, at, like a Superstore, but now there's that TV show Superstore, so that kind of, takes away the viability probably of that musical. You're right. Also, the musical didn't have any music. It did have a couple songs that I can't remember. Am I trying to distract you from the fact that we're moving closer to the performance of Hamlet and not Macbeth? Yes, Timid, I am not trying to do that. I'm just trying to comfort all of you at your bravery. No, I was thinking, like, on our way to Hamlet, maybe this whole idea of National Boyfriend Day, I thought that was a trend that was popular. What is it? It's Throwback Thursday or Throwback Tuesday? Does anybody know? I know, I think exactly. They're all ridiculous ideas, correct? This is going to be awkward, but Loath, I forgot which nickname I renamed you. Figures. Yeah, it does figure. I forget that. What was it? Ridiculous? It was something more simple. Well, I got Macbeth and Hamlet mixed up. So, I mean, Loathe and Scorn. Was it Scorn? Glare? No. Because you're good. You're so good at all those things. That's the only reason why I got it mixed up. I said, holy cow. Where do I even start? Furrow. Scowler, right? We called you Scowler. So maybe Loathe. No, I thought Loathe, I did give you a new nickname. But whatever. We don't need to debate that, do we? Gloomy, Timid, and Vigil. Should we just get the nicknames out of the way? Maybe we should have some awards. What do you think about having awards? That's too much like Wizard of Oz. Well, don't worry. As far as I know, we're not even, I think this thing's on autopilot. I don't know what Howl's Moving Castle's like, because last time I tried to watch that was when I drank too much, and then I fell asleep after like 8 minutes. So yeah, put that on our list of stuff to debate later. Is, should we watch Howl's Moving Castle? Well, I wish Miyazaki would make Lady Witchbeard into a movie. Clearly, that would be a perfect fit. But we're like a Studio Ghibli. I know. I would like to visit there too. It's not about me. It's about your nicknames or awards. Maybe we'll have awards later then. So a little bit hard because it's a little bit embarrassing since I forgot one of your nicknames. So we have Scowl or Scowler. Was that your original nickname, or did I mix it up and change it? Okay, you're just going to glare at me. That's great. Was that it, glare? I don't know, because I think Scowl's much more powerful than glare. Yeah, because glare is more like, oh, I can't see. No, oh, give me my sunglasses. Oh, the sun. Where Scowl is like, you can't get any, that's exactly, is that look telling me I can't do anything right because that's how it makes me feel? Here's a question, Scowl. How do you scowl at me and make me scowl at the world at the same time? Like I'm scowling at myself through you. Is that like, is that an example of interconnectedness? Yeah, that's just the kind of question I would ask. Loath, when your name comes to me, we'll come back to you. Still doesn't, well, of course I can't remember anything. Vigil, you don't want to be called Virgil because that's just a name. You want something more, Guard is boring, you're correct. Vigil. Vigil's pretty good, though. Maybe Vigil, maybe like, because usually there's like a hyper in front of your name. Like isn't that what you're called? Hypervigil. But then in our story meeting before our adventure that we're having on the ramparts, oh, you weren't at this meeting. This was before you got up there to look out. Oh, this was when you weren't listening to me. Yeah, I was having a story meeting up on the ramparts. They said, well, if we're going to do a story together, yeah, I realize they call you hypervigilant, but maybe you should just go by Vigil. Because if we call you hypervigil, people will confuse the other kind of hyper. So I guess I already gave you a sweet nickname before we even got going. How about that? That's cool. Like, it didn't even have to name you. Are we ever going to go on an adventure? Who asked that? That seems like the most obtuse question coming from this crowd. Oh, Timid, you asked that. Why are you interested? Just if so you'd have something to be concerned about. How about that? Concern. Timid to concern? No. We're close, so how about interest? Hey, Timid, how about this? Piqued. Piqued. How's that sound? Like, how about peak? How about PK? Like penalty kick, but with a QU, like, E, like, converted. Yeah, like you're peaked, but we call it like, no, not P. Well, it'd be confusing. That's why I'm thinking we'll just call you PK. Well, here was the thing. Would you be rather confused with a peak or a penalty kick? Yeah, and then there's a kind of like a twist to that. Penalty kick, timid, like we can link it back to you. But instead of timid, it's like your attention is peaked. And it goes with your twin, your sib, if you don't mind me saying, your sibby poo. Yeah, Vigil and PK. Now you two are starting to sound like you could chase some ambulances around. You know what I'm saying? I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I know that would be the last thing you would want to do. I know you won't be chasing anything, PK. See, that almost sounds like, you know, I think we could see if J.K. Simmons could play you in the movie version. Yeah, J.K. plays PK. I don't know. Rarely do I know anything about anything. You're correct. Other than that Vigil and PK are in the house. and we're ready for adventure or for paying strict attention for 3 hours and 15 minutes. But really, 15 minutes is a 15-minute break, and you won't need to be, you'll be enthralled. Enthralled by what, Gloomy? Stuff that, why bother, right? Yeah, but we're already automatedly, we're riding the waves of automagic, across, I guess across the bay. I wonder if I could always travel by this, apartment I would love to take, I would love to take a bath in the fog. Yeah, I would love to both bathe in the fog and take a bath in the fog. Is this the worst adventure or what? Whoever said that is correct. That we are definitely, Joseph Campbell is probably asleep by now. Because we did cross the threshold a while back. You five didn't even notice. We crossed the threshold by bringing the threshold with us. So take that, Robert's Rules of Order. Was there a call to adventure? Yep. Remember I said, is this like a trial? Like I said, gather round. That was me calling you to adventure. Oh, well, I still have to finish out giving out nicknames. I think this is going to be the, I don't know if this is the, heroes and allies or tests and acquisitions or whatever. I know, Gloomy. I know neither one of those are correct. I don't have an intellectual brain. There's nothing wrong with that. I know we wish we had one. How do you feel about Eeyore? Is that too on the nose? Too on the button nose, if you don't mind me saying? Eeyore has button eyes, not a button nose. Okay, I know. Clearly I don't. You are correct, Gloomy. I mean, Gloomy Gus just sounds like, how about reality? Realist, how about hashtag real news? How about straight with an 8, ST8, straight news? How about 8? No, I don't think that's too obscure. I think hashtag, what if we just call you hashtag? Because that kind of, you're like, it's not gloomy enough, and okay, well, let's see what else I could call you. Like something like you're just giving it to me straight. I think straight. Okay, I know I'm not perfect for sure. Yeah, I wish I had better ideas too, Gloomy. And it figures I would have the most trouble with your nickname. Well, I forgot the other one's nickname. I gave Vigil a nickname, forgot that I gave Vigil a nickname. Then the other twins, I don't even remember their names right now, Gloomy. So at least yours is easy for me to remember. Yeah, like, don't forget, well, how about Cloudy? How about Gray? Grey. Yeah, a little bit like Graybeard, a little bit like Gray Wizard, Gray, Gloomy Gray, and the reality is that reality isn't black or white, Gloomy, it's gray, just like those gloomy gray clouds that are always raining rain on us. Just like the gloomy gray of Eeyore's, whatever material or fur or whatever, hide. I don't know if I'd go for that, of Eeyore. A majority of Eeyore. Thanks, Gloomy. You're right. Eeyore is not all gray. Many shades of gray. How do you feel about that? Oh, well, not that great, but pretty good. Gray. I mean, there's been a lot of famous grays, and so you're also associated with them. We could call you Gray Grace, double G, Gracie Gray. It kind of rhymes with Macy Gray, and that was unintentional, Gloomy. Well, okay, let me get back to you then. Oh, boy, this has never been tougher. Furrow and Loathe, Scowl, and Loathe, I forgot what I was going to call you. Stinks. It was something like Stinks, wasn't it? It was gross, no. Yeah, like most of my ideas. Terrible, foul, something like that. How did I lose your nickname? Oh, that's what we're looking for. Is that a rainbow we're going over? Oh, that's a mural. It looks like, oh boy, hey, everybody hold on. We're colliding with oh no, we're fusing with a mural. A rainbow mural on the side of, oh, this must be the parking for floating apartments with beds. You know what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to get out of bed and shrink this down. And then the five of you. How did I forget? Yeah, figures I'd forget. Which one of you did I forget? Depends on which aspect. Well, that's the trouble. I would like to make you more fixated in my fixtures in my mind so I don't forget you. I've been trying to forget you. I guess it's time for tough talk. I've been trying to forget the five of you my whole life, and I'm sorry about that. I guess I owe you all an apology. I have tried to forget about you and pretend you're not real for whatever many years I've been around or thinking about this stuff, and I guess I was wrong. I guess I have to admit that I was wrong, and I made a mistake, and I'd ask for you to forgive me. Thank you for thinking. Oh, you'll think about it. Okay. Well, in forgiveness, yeah. I thought I'd buy you. I already purchased tickets for us to see Macbeth here in San Francisco. Yeah, one says Vigil. The other one says, oh boy, I forgot the Timid's nickname too. Well, yeah, I know I should have wrote him down, but I didn't. Timid, I think the thing was I changed it so much, that's why how could I forget you, Timid? Oh, of course. Now I remember I PK'd you. I peaked because, yeah, I'd like to give you an award. Okay, no more. Okay, no awards. Apologies enough. Oh, does that mean you accept my apology? Oh, good. I'm glad. I think we're making progress. So let's go over to the theater. Oh, first we should walk the streets to see if we could remember your nickname. I think Gray is still, what do you think about Gray, Gloomy? Not great. How about that? Great. What if we call you? I think that's your nickname. But yeah, we could say it in an ironic way, and it has a Y in it, though. Yeah, so you could just go great. But it's actually it also means gray is great. There we go. So great, PK, vigil, scowl or scowler, or whatever, and then loathe, stinks. I don't think, what about terrible? Terrible. What do you think about that? Just if you say, well, that's terrible. That's a great podcast. You're right. Terrible. Thanks for asking. They're great people over there. Stinks. Isn't that what we said? Stinks. Just like all my ideas, just like, yeah. You like all those. You could have a versatile nickname. I really like that idea. You know what? I like that idea as much as you dislike my ideas. So we all have nicknames now. And guess what? Also good news is at the theater, I have box seats for us. We have a little box off to the side. And that way, here's the thing. Yeah, come on in. This is the side door here. I got us permission to come in the side door. And to see the box here, you don't even have to, the curtains are closed right now. But you could lie on the floor, or even if you want to pretend, any of you want to pretend you're a toddler, you could crawl around. And here's the other thing. I did download some things on my phone, and this would be a no-no anywhere except for all of you because you don't need light to see. You could go around the corner there and be on the floor, and you're out of the sight of all of the audience. And I don't want to make assumptions, but I don't think you're really going to need it because, here's the thing with Hamlet. I need your help, the five of you, to really understand the play because, one, I'm not that swift, as you've all pointed out to me. But I think Vigil, like if we could talk, come on over here. Let me tell you how I need your help with this Hamlet thing. Well, one, I need to focus, but like a loose, calm focus like you have, keeping an eye out on stuff, not only for the for the details, yeah, not just for the details is what I was going to say. I didn't even think to look at the actor's body language, Vigil. That is brilliant. It's that alone of how they stand. I would have never thought about that. Vigil, you're brilliant. I was going to ask you to look for other details, but those two details alone of what they're doing when they're not speaking, holy cow, Vigil. Can you help me keep an eye on those things? And also maybe the cost of when they don't have their own Vigil, everyone in the play, is that part of it or not? Okay, I should just, maybe that's too big a step for me. You're right. Maybe I should just pay attention to how the actors and actresses stand. Well, I should be able to do that with your help. So could you sit up here with me real close? Oh, you want to sit in my lap? That's great. PK, formerly timid. Yeah, come on over. Here's a couple of questions I have. I get do you think any of the actors are nervous? You don't know. You could watch for that. It might be hard to tell. Maybe, is there any times that they're that they could be peaked, that they're not peaked? Or, I mean, I know there's a big scene in this one, a couple ones at the top, at night on the ramparts, believe it or not, where I was hanging with Vigil. Maybe, can you also keep an eye out for stuff I might miss? Yeah, whoa, I didn't even think about that, PK. What do you mean? I should see if Hamlet worries about any things I worry about? How would I do that? Oh, by paying attention? Oh, and any of the other characters, if they... because I'm no Hamlet. Thanks, that makes sense. I believe that. So anybody else is afraid of, so look for things that the characters worry about. Okay, that's great. Can you help me by sitting in my lap too? Only if I hold you. Well, I'll hold you right here. How's that feel? Okay, great. It's time. Yeah, Gloomy, come on over. Yeah, I know this is like the worst. It's so hard being out of the house, isn't it? I don't know. So this whole Macbeth thing, I was wondering, what's so great about it, it's called Hamlet. Thank you. First of all, you're worth your weight in gold. Well, yeah, I know if I had you in gold, I would keep you. I wouldn't sell you for your weight in gold. Don't worry about it. I was wondering, okay, wait a second. What did you just say? Great, great. If you could help me pay attention to when the characters say yes to things and when they say no. What do you mean? So if I could watch Hamlet, that's the play we're at now. If I could watch for when the characters, or that they're real people, when they're accepting and saying yes and moving into situations versus when they're resisting and saying no and resisting. And how much, what do they do more of? Say yes or say no? Also, I'm sorry, you're blowing my mind right now. Gloomy, great. Also, if the actors and actresses are doing that, saying yes, if they ever say no, you're starting to sound like Mike Birbiglia right now. Holy cow, I feel like an expanded human being. I will be on the watch for that. Scowler, get over here. Oh, hey, I didn't realize you were on my shoulder like a parrot. That's cool. Oh, you're going to help me pay attention for all the boundaries. I didn't even think about looking at that. And how the actors and actresses and the characters establish. And what does it say when, I didn't even know that was something you could watch for in a play. Oh, it's called staging. I thought that was the props. That's when they're in position and stuff. Yeah, I don't know anything. I'm so glad you're here. So just pay attention to the boundaries. Okay, I think I can do that. And, okay, this stinks or whatever. Loathe, what's up? What do you think we should do? Okay, so again, this is Hamlet and not Macbeth. I get that. I know it is Hamlet, but I still used the wrong word. Remember when I mixed up Perfect Strangers and Bosom Buddies? Yeah. I mean, I do that kind of stuff all the time. Okay, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Pay attention. If I can never get anything right, I should pay attention for the differences between Hamlet and Macbeth. And the similarities, but just loosely. Okay, so don't pay strict attention. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, that was a lot you just threw at me. Did you just say this? Okay. So a lot of modern storytelling is based on this play. And see what I can pick out, what it reminds me of, especially things that stink, that aren't great. Or cheap uses of it. So I should just pay attention because of the greatness of this. So stuff that's not so great. Okay. Mostly just pay attention. Okay, why don't everybody, come on, get snuggled in here. Oh, you want to go inside? I didn't even realize I had a vest on, but yeah, you can go on in there. Oh, you're going to, slink around my neck like a muffler instead of being on my shoulder. That's nice. Come on in, get close. And yeah, let's sit back and you get snuggle in here as the current has brought us here across the deep dark night together. With your courage, the five of you, I swam upstream somehow. And now you're going to be vital to me enjoying this performance of Hamlet as the curtain rises. Close your eyes and settle in. And if you want to sleep, go right ahead. Good night. All right, this is Scoots with a tuck you in message for very specific listeners. So if you're listening to me and hearing me right now, I guess I'm here to keep you company right as you're trying to fall asleep still. So yeah, this podcast does work imperfectly. But I'm still here. We're here together. So I just got to clear, are you a super listener or are you a new listener? Are you an occasional listener or are you just in the middle of going through something? You've been listening for a couple weeks or a couple months, or have you been listening for longer than 6 months, longer than a year, longer than 3 years? Do you listen to 1 or 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes a week, or do you listen to 4 or 5 episodes a week? Do you listen all night long, or do you fall asleep fast? If you're one of those last 2 groups, I definitely need you to listen and hear what I'm saying. But any of those super listener groups, right? This is a message specifically for you, the one person, and really, if you're listening and hearing me right now, you probably are the only person hearing me. And if you already said yes, you're 1 out of 20,000 people that get the most out of the podcast, that the podcast on some level is valuable to you. If you're part of one of those groups or multiple parts of those groups, if there's anything valuable about the podcast to you, does it have tangible value? I know it makes your life better. I know that supporting the show will feel really good. But I'm also super confident the Sleep With Me Plus is something we designed with super listeners in mind. And I'm pretty sure you'll miss the show if we have to make drastic changes or it stops existing. Think about that. Does that change the value of the podcast? I've asked before, if Sleep With Me went away, how much would you pay for it to get it back? Because once we stop it, it's, or cut back anymore, it's going to be tough to, it's just like machinery. The show works like a machine. And if we shut down a part of it and it stops, you understand. Actually, and it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't even matter if you it just matters if you think the show's valuable and that value has a tangible meaning to you, like you're willing to support the show back. That's always what this membership and supporting the show's been about. But I, over the past couple of years, gotten more and more clarity on how people listen and the degree it's valuable. And so the question is the degree it's valuable to you more than whatever's standing in your way? Particularly if it's just stuff that stands in my way. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Somebody else will do it. My support won't make a difference. I'll do it one day. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. Someone else will do it for me. That's just too much work. And believe me, I've been in that spot where when we say it out loud, it sounds silly. But I'm not trying to be demeaning. Like, I've been in that thing where it's like, that's just too much work to sign up and take 2 minutes to support your podcast. Even as a podcaster, there's been times, well, I'll do it later. I'll support that show later. Sounds like, I got to go on the website, then I got to look it up, then I got to find my card. So is the value of the podcast more than that or not? Because if it's not, then it's like, okay, I guess that's all I need to know now moving forward. I know I've heard from the people who can't afford to support the show, and I've heard from the people that loathe me asking directly for support. So those groups are well represented, and the people willing to take action right away are well represented. But how big is this group? Like, and what am I up against? Or is that group that's like, and how strong is that resistance? That's what it's gonna come down to, right? Is it that valuable to you? If it's that valuable to you, go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus right now and sign up. Push that water up the hill or whatever. Say, hey, you know what? That's not true. The show does matter more to me than 2 minutes. I will go upstairs and find my credit card. This podcast has changed my life. I am a super listener. I do listen all night long, or I have listened for 3 years, or I have listened for 6 months. I do listen 5 nights a week. I do fall asleep fast. I do listen to every episode. I do have playlists. I do have favorites and things I don't like about the show. I have preferences. I have opinions about the show. I listen to older episodes. Yeah. If any of those are yeses for you, maybe say yes to whatever's holding you back and say, hey, yeah, this is important to me. What you're saying, it's more of like a mist that stands in the way, not just of me supporting the podcast that's made my life better, but of other things that's made my life better. Because that's what I've found personally. Because believe me, all those voices, they'd rather me not be asking directly. They'd rather I never had to ask for support ever in the history of the show. But that would have meant when I first had brought in money to hire Posty to work on the show, that's what the choice was. Well, I can't keep doing this without some help. And how much does it cost for somebody to edit one episode? Okay, then how much would it be for you to edit 2 episodes? Okay. How much would it be for you to edit 8 episodes a month? Okay, now we have the money to pay you to edit that many episodes a month. Can you do 12 episodes a month? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, what's the next bill we could start paying? That's how the show developed and kept going. And I plan on keeping it going or keeping at this until I find out, nope, that's okay. It's just not enough. It's not valuable enough to most listeners. That's okay. It's just not valuable enough to most super listeners. If we find that out, then I'll make the hard choices. But I believe it is. And I do think, I do at least suspect from my own personal journey that, yeah, there's a group of listeners that'll never support the show, that are diametrically opposed to it. And there's people who can't support the show, but then most people are in the middle somewhere. And it's just this other stuff, these other obstacles that are real and powerful, but they're not monumental that we got to push through. So if that's you, if you're still saying yes, can you support the show right now before those thoughts start coming back? Like right now, while there's a gap, while you're listening to me, can you pick up your phone? Or can you go upstairs? Can you go downstairs? Can you go in the other room? Can you go to your desk right now and sign up to support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? Or you could sign up like right on your phone. And by the way, just set up the bonus content tomorrow, you know. You'll hear from me. You'll hear from Sleep With Me Plus and Supercats that runs it for us. But if the door is open now, don't wait because the door is going to close. We both know that because we both have experience in it. SleepWithMePodcast.com/plus right now. Thank you so much.